Support our school by subscribing to the channel and check out our website for new classes starting soon. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Columbus School of Chinese home studios and our show, Ask a Chinese Teacher. Today, I get to address a subscriber request. We had a subscriber named Jessica who, on our previous video about verb complements, asked for some more information. So I mentioned in that video that there's actually many different categories of verb complements. So today we're going to talk about one of those subcategories of verb complements called the resultative complements. If you haven't seen that one yet, that would be a good primer to view before we get into this one. That'll go into more detail about exactly what verb complements are. But to give you basically in a nutshell, verb complements usually coming right on the back of a verb, there's something that gives you more information about how the action happened, what the action achieved, what direction the action was going in, etc. And actually, these subcategories kind of give you an idea of what they do. We have resultative verb complements, we have directional verb complements, we have potential verb complements. Am I missing any more complements? Compliments of the chef. All kinds of complements. Today we're going to focus on resultative complements. These tell us about some kind of outcome that has been achieved or not achieved via the verb, via the action. The one I mentioned in the last video is 完. 完 means to finish doing something. So to verb 完 means to finish doing whatever that action is. If you're reading a book, 看书, 看书. You want to express you've finished reading the book. You could say 看完书. 我看完书了. Another classic resultative complement is 到. Verb plus 到 tells us that some kind of goal of the action was achieved, was done. Perhaps the best way to get this across is with some examples. Let's go back to our verb 看, to look at, to see, to read. Let's think of it in terms of to look at something here. 看. 看 would be to look at. If we add our complement 到, 看到, we now see something. There is something specific that we have seen. So it's kind of like the difference between to look and to see. If you're looking, you don't necessarily see something. But if you want to say, oh, okay, I've seen it. I'm looking for someone in the crowd. 我看到了, I see them. 我看到他了. Another classic sensory verb. So instead of looking, let's talk about listening. If your ears are open, you're listening. You're not necessarily hearing something if you're listening, but if you do hear something, you could say 听到. So 听, to listen, 听到, to hear something. Another classic verb here, 找, to look for. 找到, to find. All right, let's look at another classic verb complement in this resultative complement subcategory. 会. 会. You might have learned 会 as a verb unto itself, meaning to be able to do something, to be able to do some kind of learned skill. 我会说中文, 我会用筷子, I can speak Chinese, I can use chopsticks. Here it's used on the back of a separate verb as a complement. When 会 is used as a complement, we're talking about grasping some kind of ability that has been gained through that verb. Classically goes along with the verb 学, to study. So 学 means to study something. 学会 means to learn something, to study something to the result of being able to do it. So things like learning how to tie your shoe, learning how to ride a bike. 学会系鞋带, 学会骑自行车, 学会说中文, to learn Chinese to the point of being able to use it, being able to wield it as an ability. So if you learn something new in Chinese or whatever it may be, you can tell your teacher, 我学会了, 我学会了, I've got it. I now grasp this through my learning, through my study. The last one we'll talk about is 错. 错. I don't know why I usually use the most dramatic one as the last example, but here it is again. 错, 错 onto itself is an adjective. It means incorrect. Incorrect. So if you do an action incorrectly, you can use 错 on the back of it. Right? 听错, to hear something incorrectly. 写错, to write something incorrectly. If you've ever studied how to write Chinese characters, you are familiar with the scenario of writing something incorrectly. That happens a lot, happens to me all the time. Or just in generally, 做错, to do something incorrectly. Now, if you're wondering, what if we switched 错 to its opposite word, correct, 对? Can you use 对 as a resultative complement? Absolutely. So if you have done something correctly, 做对了. 听对了, to hear something correctly. 写对了, to write something correctly. Okay, so there are the resultative complements we're going to talk about today. There are many, many more. So if you would like more about verb complements, I could give more resultative complements. I could even go into those different categories, potential complements, directional complements. If you'd like to see more of those, please let me know. Thank you again for Jessica for suggesting this topic. I hope it was helpful to you. And once again, thanks for watching.